All right, this is Seth Macomber from the Blazing Musket, joined once again by an Apple personality, a MLS league legend, maybe someone that Revolution fans don't have fond feelings for, but definitely a smart guy in the game. Carlos Ruiz, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth, so much for the opportunity.
So let's start from the history. Let's start back in 2002. Is a memory that I'm sure that you remember quite fondly. Maybe Revolution fans not so much. You were the one that scored the game winner against the New England Revolution, silencing 60,000 fans there. It was a pretty tough game. It was a physical game. I believe Aiden Brown had some big saves against you. Talk
Yeah.
to me about that moment. What do you remember?
Well, was a special day. Obviously, was an special and an amazing year for LA Galaxy and my teammates and myself because not only we played the final of the MLS Cup, we play also the US Open Cup final. So it was like a nice year for us. But playing against New England Revolution, playing at the Gillette Stadium, playing against big players, and also Taylor Twellman, who we compete to the Golden Boot, and we compete for the MVP of the league. So was a lot on the line for that game, and was a tough game. Was a very tough game. In New England create opportunities, we create opportunities. We ended up in the extra time, but was that game was for any team, you know. Whoever make a mistake, they probably lose. And I think New England Revolution, after that corner, they make that mistake. They don't they create that space, and Tyrone Marshall was a good run for Tyrone Marshall, a good assistance for Chris Albright, and I have the opportunity of my life to put that in the back of the net, and I didn't miss the opportunity.
You talked about Taylor Twellman. You guys were top goal scorers within this league. What was the competition like with Taylor Twellman? And obviously, his career cut a little bit shorter. Do you think we'd have fonder memories league wide? Revolution fans obviously love the guy, but maybe he's forgotten a little bit in league history because his career was shot a little bit short.
Yeah, unfortunately, Taylor suffered eye injury, who back in the day was not taken with the seriously is taking it now, and was a shame, was a loss for soccer in the United States because we were young and he has a lot of potential to grow. And I mean, was hard for not only for him, was hard for all the people who follow his career, and they see the potential he has as a center forward because he can score. I mean, anywhere in any space, he has uh, a good vision of where to go. Good header. He kick with the left, with the right. He scored a bicycle kick goal. I mean, he was like those type of center forwards who they maybe miss one opportunity, but the second one he's gonna put it in the back of the net.
I'm curious, when you're competing with someone like him for the Golden Boot, are you talking to each other at all? What kind of conversations are you having throughout the season, knowing that you're in that competition?
Well, I mean, you know, was West and East, you know. So for us, our competition, to be realistically, was against San Jose Earthquakes because it was like the team to beat with all the players they have. And I see New England Revolution, and obviously I followed the results and how Taylor was scoring goals. But or derby or rivalry was against San Jose Earthquakes, you know. So after we make the playoff and we went all the way to the final, we knew was a big game for us because we play away uh, in unknown field because was turf. It's still turf, but we don't get used to playing turf. We used to play in the Rose Bowl. It was a regular grass. So everything was on favor to New England Revolution, and also they have a great coach. And I mean, it was a very good team. And I mean, until now, I see the replays, and like I say, both teams create opportunities. Both teams have that chance to score a goal, but went all the way to the extra time, and that was a little mistake in the end of the second extra time, where they don't cover that space, and we took an advantage. That was the only opportunity, because that game, if they don't have that mistake, for sure we ended up in penalty kicks.
Yeah, and then last one historically, you faced a lot of New England Revolution teams, obviously with the LA Galaxy and FC Dallas, not as much because of the different conferences, but DC United, the Philadelphia Union. The question I always like to ask attackers like yourself, who was a player that you hated to play against from the New England Revolution? And you played against some pretty tough players like, Ficino and Pierce and Heaps. Who was a player that was always tough to battle with as an attacker?
Well, Francino, man, well, Francino was tough, and that guy don't. I never saw him smile, not even when he was my teammate in LA Galaxy, because after New England Revolution he came to LA Galaxy. Not even there I see him smile. So he was tough, and he was the captain of New England Revolution. So probably he was the toughest defenders, but the whole team, and I remember 2005 also playing for FC Dallas. Uh, we played the final, the US Open Cup final, the Lamar Hunt final in Dallas, and New England came and they won the final. So I have good memories with New England Revolution, and a little bit of sad memories with them.
So you mentioned the Open Cup. They've won the Open Cup. They've won Superliga. They've never won MLS Cup. This year,
No,
they're going for that championship. Of course, they have to get past a very tough Philadelphia Union
yeah.
team. They beat them this past weekend, Carlos. You were on the game. You were covering the game. Do you think the New England Revolution can win against the Philadelphia Union?
Well said. I would say this. The advantage of New England Revolution is they only lose one game at home, and they are gonna play a very good team. And because I know Jim Curtin is a team who they know how they play, and they don't they are not trying to do anything they cannot do. So they are very order, a little block, defending, attacking. They like the possession of the ball. So it's a tough team, Philadelphia Union. But if I was playing in New England Revolution, I go to Philly. I try to don't lose that game. I come back to my stadium because I know I'm very strong in my stadium. Win that game like they play 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago against Philadelphia. And then when you go back to Philly, anything can happen in that third game, because the home team needs to go and push to win the game, and you're gonna find those spaces because they have the necessity. But I am not the coach. But if I was a player of New England Revolution, that's gonna be my game plan.
I think one thing that's interesting about this Philadelphia Union team is that they know that publicly there are players that are going to move on from this team. Bedoya's been talked about. Kai Wagner's been talked about. What's it like when you know that there are some players that have been around for a long time that are going to move on, and that becomes public knowledge? Will that affect the locker room? And have you ever experienced anything like that in your career?
It's so weird, man, because you are in those decision days and those important games, and those news came out, and obviously inside of the locker room is not good to know that, because Bedoya is the captain of Philadelphia Union, and as a captain you create a group and you try to be that leader inside of the locker room. So it's not good to know that before the season ends. It's like what happened with Nicolas Lodeiro and Seattle Saunders. It's so weird to know those news before the season ends. But let's hope we can see a good game. You know, both teams play very well the regular season. I think it's going to be a very close playoff between Philadelphia and New England Revolution, and let's see what happens. Let's enjoy them play, see them watching them play, and try to talk about a little bit of what they do.
And on the other side, the New England Revolution, they're dealing with their own locker room stuff, right? Bruce Arena leaves, a new coach comes in, another coach comes in after that, and that creates a little bit of turmoil. We obviously see coaches come and go during the season, but this one's a
Yeah.
weird one because the New England Revolution were doing well. So what's it like when a coach leaves during the season? How does that potentially change things? And how do you think it affects the Revolution?
Yeah, and you mentioned a point. Until now, I don't know what happened with Bruce Arena, but all the credit to him because he built this team. He knows with these players what he can do during the season. So all the credit is to Bruce Arena. Changing coaches in the middle of the season is not good. Sometimes, depending, sometimes if the coach came and they changed the mentality in the locker room, can be good, but I can say like 75% of the cases is going to be a failure because you don't create the team, and probably the system these players are used to play is going to be different with the new coach. So sometimes it's difficult, but New England is there. Let's see what's going on or what happened in the playoff. I mean, the Eastern Conference is very tough, man. And if let's imagine they pass Philadelphia Union. You have Columbus there, you have Atlanta there, you have Cincinnati, you have many teams who also play very good.
Obviously, this New England Revolution side has gone through
Orlando too. Sorry, Orlando, man. Orlando played very well too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of players that can do well, especially in a one-game series. That actually brings up a point that I want to bring up. We see something new this year, that three-game series. Do you
Yeah.
like the idea of a three-game series? Are you a fan of the one game or some other alternative for the playoffs?
Well, I agree. The higher seating in the table in the regular season, they have to host the first game. I mean, for the fans and for the marketing, I think I see the point of playing this playoff the best of three. You have more games and you can offer more entertainment to the fans. But let's try to see the level of the players, how they go, how they come to these crucial games. Because you play the whole season, you have the Leagues Cup. Some players also they go to the international duty with the national team, and then you come back and you play US Open Cup. So it's many games, and sometimes to these crucial games, I don't know if they are 100% physically and mentally. Yesterday I have the opportunity to work the game at Kansas City and San Jose Earthquakes. I don't see very well the San Jose Earthquake players. Like 100% fit. So crucial games, but I don't know if physically they are 100%.
Carlos, I'm gonna pick. I know you're a great player. Obviously, you do a great job on the microphone right now. But let's put you in the role of some leadership here. If you're the next coach of the New England Revolution, what is one thing that you do in the offseason to make sure that this team is competitive next year?
Well, let's see. Well, first of all, the coach has to be confirmed for the next season, because with that confirmation, you already as a coach, you are gonna bring or sign or train the players with the system you want to play. Like many other coaches in Major League Soccer, they say, this is my system, no matter what, if I playing at home, if I play it away, if I'm losing, if I'm winning, this is my system. So they start like that and they end the season like that. So that's a key, because you're gonna practice every day trying to be better you are creating these partnerships with different players and different positions. So you create this automatism in football and soccer, who is the key in many games. So I think first of all you have to know 100% who's going to be the coach, and from that to ask the coach or the coaching staff how we're going to play. These players are going to play at your system. You want to play with these players and try to build something where you can see New England is playing counter-attack, or New England is playing to have possession. So you have an idea how this team is going to progress during the season.
So you mentioned it, the New England Revolution need a coach. Let's make you the next sporting director for the New England Revolution. What type of coach does the New England Revolution need? Are there any names out there, maybe not for the Revolution, but names out there that are good coaches that you'd like to see come to Major League Soccer?
Well, I'm glad to see many former soccer players who became coaches and sport directors. I would look for one of those because they know the league, because they are hungry, they are young, and they want that opportunity. So I would try to see, for example, Tyrone Marshall. He was the assistant coach of Siggy Schmidt. Maybe he has that opportunity to coach one of those teams. I don't know what other. Jeff Kazar, he was a coach of Salt Lake City. As many former, I would go for them first because they know the league and they know where the league goes. And if you want something or some coach like more international, try to bring someone from Europe. But he has to understand how the history of the team, where the league is going, and how they want to play. Because you have a mix of young coaches here, so you need to be more than a coach. You need to be that coach who goes inside of the field, who teach the players how they have to play, and only a manager, and only the guy who's going to be on Saturday saying like, you move here, come over here, this is the system. You have to be inside of the field, try to explain how you want to play. So I would go for a former player who play in the league, and they are hungry to be a coach of coaching any MLS team.
I like that answer. It makes me think of Jay Heaps, and I thought Jay Heaps grew into that
There
role.
you go.
He did a nice job. And I think an interesting name right now is John Harkes, because he was down in League One, former Revolution player, DC United. He recently resigned from the position. Could he end up in MLS, whether it's the Revolution where his son is right now? That'd be interesting. Or could it be DC United or somewhere else? He's one to keep an eye on. Let's put you in the spot of Commissioner Don Garber. If you could change one thing in Major League Soccer, make one rule in Major League Soccer, what would it be?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Because, everybody admires Major League Soccer right now. The league is growing so fast. And you can see it because now many players from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, from South America, from Latin America, they want to come here, and they want to come here at a very young stage in their career. So that means the Major League Soccer is attractive now for them, So it's a tough question, man. I don't even want to bring to the table the discussion about regulation and that to the teams to go down and up. I don't want to bring that because I understand now the meaning of bringing investors to create something special in the league, and to know they are going to have that team for a long time, and they create a base of fans. So it's hard to know, Seth. Like, to tell you the truth right now, I will not touch anything. I will work more in marketing. We have the best player in the world, Lionel Messi, so everything is around him. Everybody is watching Major League Soccer now.
And let's end with this. You're obviously now behind the microphone on the commentary side. This year, Apple became the official partner of the Major League Soccer. Really great as far as the broadcasting goes. Really great with the wraparound show, opportunities to talk to a lot of the commentators. Maybe room for improvement as years go on. If you're in charge of that Apple broadcasting, what's something you might want to add? Maybe it's a new segment that's a week-to-week feature. Maybe it's something on the technical side. What is something on the behind the microphone with Apple that you might want to tweak going forward?
Well, let's see, Seth. I will not change, me personally, I would not change calling the games from the stadiums. I mean, I think that's a great point from Apple and to Major League Soccer to send all the talents to different stadiums. That's amazing. You know, you have other views from the stadium and from the studio. You don't have all that atmosphere around soccer. So I would not change that. Maybe to get to other markets, trying to have more information in different languages, you know, because now everybody's watching Major League Soccer, man. You have to have different languages so everybody knows what's happening in Major League Soccer. And also, this league is so international. You see the players. We have players from Hungary, from Croatia, from Serbia, and I think to create something more international, something there. But I would not touch too much. Set. I think this year was tough for Major League Soccer and for Apple TV because they create all this so fast. But in the end, I think everybody was commitment with the project and trying to from where we are, trying to sell the league through the platform of Apple, you know, and I think we did it well. So let's hope the league is still growing and I still believe in sending the talents to the stadiums is the best option to sell the league.
I think you made a lot of really good points there that Major League Soccer is on the rise. The idea of Messi arriving here is already opening up a lot of opportunities to sell the league, to promote the league, to bring people
Yeah.
in. And like you said right there, Apple, this is brand new. And for them to do so well in year one, for the broadcast, the quality so great, the commentators, the features like the wraparound show, I think those were all huge additions. Maybe there could be more content going forward on the app. But I think that for year one, you guys really did a great job of hitting it out of the park. This weekend, fans can check out the New England Revolution face the Philadelphia Union for free on Apple, checking out the game. I believe you're not on the game, but I'm sure all of us will be watching in, listening into Chris Whittingham and Lori Lindsay on the call in English. Thank you, Carlos, so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Seth, so much for the opportunity. And well, let's hope this best of three playoff is going to bring a lot of goals, a lot of emotion, and you know, a lot of joy and smiles from the fans.
I think that's what we all want to see. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Seth. Muchas gracias.